A very warm good morning to everyone. Hope all are well. In this online English module, I'm going to teach you a very interesting story, that is, Should Wizard Hit Mommy from Vistas, written by John Updike. This particular story is a very interesting story as you can relate your own childhood with this particular character. In the story, it is about a world view of a little child. Yes, every child has its own view to see the world. And the difficult moral question she raises here in the story session with her father. The story revolves around Jack, who is a father of two kids, Joan and Bobby. His wife Claire is carrying their third child. Jack had a habit of telling his daughter Jo a story every evening and on Saturday afternoon naps. This time, when he was telling her a story, she interrupts him and asks him several questions, as any other child do. So here we feel or we can relate with the child that children are always inquisitive and like to ask so many queries, and because out of their curiosity they just ask the questions to their parents. Parents feel that children should do or think exactly what they are told. They should believe whatever they are told by their parents. But no, it's not always right. The moral question is raised here in the story that whether the child should allow to think on her own perspective, or should he or she borrow the particular perspective which the father or the parent want to show them. So this particular story tells us that who is actually right, the parent's perspective or the student's perspective. So it's a beautiful story, and let's begin the particular story, Should Wizard Hit Mommy. I have given you the introduction now. Now I'm going to give you the vast summary. So in the beginning, the story starts with a daily routine that Jack had been following for 2 years with his daughter Jo. His daughter was 2 years old when the tradition started, and today she was 4. The tradition was that Jack has to daily tell Jo a story. And this particular story has different characters in it. And Jack in his story actually raises an issue that is relevant, and he always discusses that particular issue indirectly with the child. Even Jo didn't sleep during the story sessions anymore. So every day when he used to tell her story, the basic plot of the story used to be same, revolving around Roger, who is the main character of the story. But sometimes Roger becomes the squirrel, sometimes Roger becomes the rabbit, bunny, or other animals. Roger would go to this place and he had a problem that no one plays with him. So there is a wizard also in the story who solves Roger's problem, but asks for the pennies. So the Roger would go to that place, fetch the pennies, and would happily go back and play with his friends. The Roger skunk in the story is the main character who smells very bad. So the main problem of Roger is his stinky smell, and he wants to actually get away or remove this particular original smell that he has in him by birth. So for that he went to Wizard. Wizard through his spells changes his smell, bad odor into good fragrance, and then Roger started playing with his friends, and friends also accepted him. So this is how the psychology of a little child has been discussed here, that somehow he got his solution through wizard. Wizard helped him, asked for the penny. Roger also then after started playing with his friends, and at last when he went, after playing, the character went to his home. The mother asked Roger that uh, what happened to his smell. Roger explained the mother, and in return mother was very angry over the wizard. They both went to wizard again, and Roger Skunk's mother just wanted the original smell of the child back. So this is how he he hit the, so she wanted the smell back, and so she hit the wizard. So then the skunk told his mother that the other animals ran away from him because of his foul smell, but his mother said that she didn't care. She took him right back to wizard, and as soon as the wizard opened the door, she gave him one tight blow on his head with her umbrella, and the wizard changed the skunk's smell, and he smelled foul again. While going back, the skunk heard the train coming. His father was coming on that train. They had dinner together. When the skunk was about to sleep, his mother came to him and told him that she loved him the way he was and there was no need to change. So here the parent wanted to tell the child that the originality should never be rectified, and you should never remove your original roots or originality. The story ended there. Then Joe asked her father whether the animals ran away from the skunk. After that, to which he replied no. All of them had now got used to the way he smelled. Joe did not like the way Skunk's mother forced him and made him smell foul again. She wanted that the father should tell another story the next day in which the wizard hits mommy back and refuses to change the skunk's smell back. The Jack told her that he would see, and the main point of the story was that the skunk loved her mother more than any other animal in the woods, and that mommy knew what was right for him. He then told her to sleep, and her baby brother was also sleeping. He then closed the door and went downstairs where his wife Claire was actually painting and working, but was very tired to help her. Also, he thought their marriage was not in a good state, and also that there was no solution to it. He also said that he didn't feel like talking to her, not touching her. So this is how Should Wizard Hit Mommy ended up, and we have seen the perspective of the parents is different from the child. Now the theme is about the relation of a little girl and her parents, about the fantasy of children, and the message of the story is that who is right. You can also see the summary that I have given to you, that in short you can read it. It deals about child's view of the world and the difficult moral question she raises here about Roger Skunk's bad smell. So it's a fantasy that has that is there in the story told by the father Jack, and there's a wise owl also in the story. So the whole fantasy is there. Imaginary characters are there. After the story ended, Jack went down to help his wife, and she was doing some woodwork. So he did not want to speak with her, and that is how the story ended up. I hope you got the idea. Now see, Jack had a son named Bobby, 2 years old, and Claire was also 3 months pregnant. Now there's one important question which I want to discuss with you. what is the moral issue that the story raises, and how does Joe want the story to end, and what light does it throw on Joe's character. These particular two questions are very important. I want you to think on these ideas and discuss with me in the doubt session. Though I have given you the notes to refer, so I hope this video will be helpful for you. In my next video, I am going to give you some detailed discussion on the important questions. Thank you. Take care.